Apparently I'm having camera issues, so I'm not exactly sure what everyone's seen and what they didn't see. But I'm going to continue. Try and blend these videos together. I've soldered the positive connection on the positive connection, and I did the same with the negative. They are soldered together. So I'm going to kind of bend these out of the way here. Now I'm going to take some tape. And I'm going to tape them up very good. Not going to be shy with the tape because I'm just not going to be. Bottom line is you don't want those two freshly soldered pieces touching each other. That's what you don't want. Piece of heat shrink over top of that would work just as nice. But don't have any heat shrink, so we're going to use some tape. I hope the camera's still on. I don't know what's up with this camera. Seems to be having issues with it. Doesn't want to stay on very long for filming something. So we're going to go into this other one. Tape it up nice and tight. Yep. Now I'm going to bring the two together and tape them together. I have a feeling this camera, it's the batteries, it just seems to eat the batteries up like crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put extra tape on this because you see that little indentation right there. I'm going to kind of push this in there like this. Make it nice and tight. I put the switch back in place and all such. I'm going to make this nice and tight in there. I don't want to move that stuff like that. Everything in that jet drill will come apart. See, the reason 12 volts, it's all gearing. So everything in here is based off the gear. That motor just spins and it's all little gears inside of here that makes your torque and all the rest of it. We're going to see here in a minute. Okay. Got that blob in that contact there. So I'm going to put the other piece on there. What's going to happen is it force the pressure down on there. And I want to force that pressure. Because that is what's going to help that wire from being pulled out. Okay, we're intact. Now I'm going to take these screws, I'm going to put them back in the holes and screw them back in. That's going to close that gap, that create a little bit of force. So that's nice and tight in there. That's not going to fall apart. That's why I've done it that way. Couple more screws, put them in the holes. I cut that big base off, so I'm going to have a couple extra screws. Magnetized screwdriver. Wanted to pull up the screw. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Two more here. Last one. I see the little camera light on. Looks like it's still going. It's a good sign. Okay. Screwed back together. Now let me move this out of the way. I'm going to push that ahead of me. Okay, now what we're going to do, find the other two ends of these wires. There they are. Oh, I'm going to trim that little spot. We're going to join these together with these connectors. I got these little clips, clip right onto the battery, make it convenient. So, what you want to do is use these connectors, make sure you have the right size hole for the right size wire, and you don't need to keep the wire too long. You want to turn it in, push it in, and I'm going to show you here because not many people are going to have the right tool for this crimping part, so I'm just using a pair of vice grips. It's that simple. And I'm going to go just ahead of it a little bit here, and I'm going to squeeze that. I'm going to open it up. Perfect. I'm going to do the same thing with the negative one here. Put this clip on. And that's why I'm using vice. They have a crimping tool, but not many people are going to have a crimping tool, and they shouldn't get discouraged from doing it if they don't have the crimping tool. Vice grips work good. You want something to use a little bit more than pliers. You want to get some extra pressure in there, make sure those are squished in there. And that's the object here, is you want to make sure they're squished and it's biting on that wire. And give it a little, tug and toss here, just to make sure. Okay. So obviously red is with red. I've got another one here to do. Okay, there's the positive. Now we're going to do the same to the negative, and I have to trim it a little bit. So I'm just going to trim it. A little piece off of here. And all the way around it. Make sure it's all broke. Sure is. And I'll grab the edge here and kind of just pull it. I'll twist them up so it's tight. And I'll get the other connector here and put it up in the air and then push it in the hole and kind of twist it to keep all the wires together. There. It's in the hole. And again, pinch these two together.